I never had a formal art education. I never had a model. And I never had workshops or anything related to that. But I've already painted thousands of circles. Yeah, they are perfect for my standards, but they're not geometrically perfect. I'm Iyan De Jesus, I'm Filipino, and I'm a self-taught visual artist. Before, when I was starting, I really had no idea what to use. I had no idea what oil painting is, so I just bought the cheapest materials that I could find, and for some reason, I didn't buy a linseed oil, just like what beginners really needed. So when I watch on YouTube, oh, kailangan ng oil. It's like, I went to the kitchen, I got a bit of cooking oil. And then, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it because it didn't dry and it smelled like fried food. Yeah. I grew up in Bulacan and I was a very angry kid. I wasn't angry outside of the house. I was okay with my friends. I was well behaved at school, but at home I was really angry. So, I mean, as a child, I grew up in an environment where art wasn't appreciated that much. I mean, like, it wasn't taken seriously. So for me, I like to draw, but I also didn't take my skills seriously. I mean, like, I like to draw, but I never really saw it as a way of living. So I went to college. I chose to take architecture because there I can also draw some, like, in a way. And I mean, for me, it was like the most practical choice for me towards financial independence, because that was my main goal that time, to be independent. I mean, I quit architecture because I couldn't focus on AutoCAD. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I still like architecture. It's just that, I mean, for me, I get bored easily with technology and I prefer drafting manually. So yeah, I decided to quit, and then I was like thinking, yeah, maybe I could draw again. I mean, I applied as a transfer student in UP Fine Arts, and then I had an interview with the admin. I think he was the admin, and then I didn't really get to take the aptitude test, the one where you're supposed to draw something live. I mean, I just handed my portfolio and then my transcript of records, and then he told me I was not qualified. I know I wasn't that good, but I wasn't expecting that, because for me during that time, that was my only choice. That was my only option. I mean, I couldn't afford to go to a more expensive, to a college with a more expensive tuition fee. So during that time, I was so lost. I felt like I had nowhere to go. And then during that point of my life, I think I've had so much rejection going on. I also tried to join contests and got rejected. So I decided to, like, okay, I'm just gonna learn things on my own. Just like how we do it now. I Googled how-tos, and then I read art forums, I read articles, I watched YouTube tutorials, which I admit is not enough kasi you really have to do it actual. So yun yung I research materials, and then whatever materials they suggest, I try to find the cheapest one that I could find because I don't have a budget. I was just like broke young adult. In 2010, after a year of being holed up in my room, I found my style and I'm happy with it. I wanted to put as much details as possible in the canvas. It's like, I mean, like, or else I would be happy about it. I mean, I tried first learning how to paint the classic style, because that's what I was familiar with. The Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, and Raphael, Ninja Turtles. But I mean, I was like trying to paint like them, but I couldn't tolerate the blurry lines. So then I ended up like in my style, which is like everything is sharp, everything is very detailed. I'm a happy maximalist. It's just that time pressure is something that also affects the quality of my work. So yan. When I tried like doing it in some sort of like clockwork mechanism way, I felt that the style worked for me to be able to express what I wanted. Because like for me, it's like the mechanics of the story. So like when I look at machines in like paintings, it felt like the story is really ongoing. That's the vibe that I'm feeling with the paintings. But then it's evolving. I mean, now I'm learning to incorporate more natural, flowy, softer elements without actually without compromising my original style. So yeah, it's like absorbing more and more. Autobiographical. I mean, my works are about my ideas, my thoughts, and sometimes my circumstances. So I think, in a way, but I don't really intend to that. Like, I don't do it on purpose. I guess like the reason why they somehow look like me is because I don't use a model, and then my features are like what I'm most familiar with. So yeah, coincidence. Like usually I already have like an inspiration, but I like elaborate it more. For example, in one of my last series, the Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurt, or like I read the book The Lore of Unicorn, and it's like about the history of how the creature character unicorn came to be. It's like all the ancient myths and legends up to the first mention of the creature in text, historical text. Some kind of a window. I managed to finish it after the drama, not really during the drama. So it's like about me dealing with anxiety during that time. I mean, before I created that painting, I just canceled a solo exhibit. It was like the series was about me learning that it's okay that there are some things that we just can't control. And then it's okay that we're not always in our best selves, and then I should be kinder to myself, and that everything's going to be all right eventually. Series are a combination of inspiration, my thoughts, ideas, sometimes my life circumstances. So like when people see my works, I think I just want them to see the stories in the canvas. Like I wanted them to pay attention to the details because that's where the stories lie. Art is real work. Like being a professional artist is a real job. I never found it easy. Like for me, like even though my lifestyle is weird, I really work hard for my art. So I think if you take your craft seriously, good things will follow. Professionally, I set my standards and I never go below it. Or else hindi ko talaga siya ilalabas or uulitin ko siya like first. For me, life is a learning process. So learning is mandatory. In art, I just wanted to explore as much as I can. I mean, like I said, I wanted to expand my comfort zone some more. I also wanted to try other media. I'm open with that. I'm even more open to trying other fields, even for once. It's like I wanted to learn a lot of things. And what I learned recently is that I think everybody should learn how to stand up for themselves. Like I learned to ask for what I want, which is very important. I also learned that it's okay to enjoy your painting process, your art process, while also being open for improvements, for growth. That's also important. Whenever like they made me feel like I wasn't good enough, I just like it. I saw it as a motivation to actually work more. So that means like I just have something that I needed to improve. It's like, and it's okay. We often talk about getting out of the comfort zone, but for me, what works best is expanding my comfort zone as I explore towards its edges.